Hello, I'm Bernard Hickey from interest.co.nz and welcome to a special economic weather report brought to you in association with the BNZ. Today I want to have a look at the Reserve Bank and the official cash rate. The New Zealand Manufacturers and Exporters Association has come out today and said that the Reserve Bank should delay its increase in the official cash rate until September the 16th. Now, most economists are saying the Reserve Bank is likely to put it up sometime in the next couple of months. There are two opportunities. Firstly, next Thursday, June the 10th, and then July the 29th, also a Thursday. It's always a Thursday. But the NZMEA is saying that the exporting sector, particularly manufacturers, can't handle an increase in the official cash rate from here at a record low 2.5%, that it could tip them into another recession. Now, this is an interesting question, one that everyone should look at. Is it time for the Reserve Bank to tighten monetary policy? Remember, we've got an economy that is in recovery. We have been expanding for several months now, and we're looking at increased inflationary expectations. Over the next year, inflation is going to hit 6%. Now, to be fair, most of that is one-off. We've got the increase in the GST, we've got increased ACC levies, we've also got the emissions trading scheme kicking in. And the Reserve Bank has the right, under the Policy Targets Agreement, to look through that one-off increase in inflation. However, there are signs, particularly with business confidence, that businesses are looking to start increasing their prices, and capacity utilisation is starting to be eaten up again. Employment is increasing, and certainly with export prices, we're seeing them at record highs, both in New Zealand dollar terms and US dollar terms. The New Zealand dollar too has fallen in the last 6 weeks or so. That's pushing some inflationary pressures into the economy. So, overall, I think it's time for the Reserve Bank to put up the official cash rate from a record low 2.5% to at least 2.75% next Thursday. I think there's a good case that in the next couple of years, inflation is going to be something the Reserve Bank has to worry about, at least a little bit. And remember, this time around, the official cash rate is unlikely to increase as far or as fast as it has in the past. That's because of the global financial crisis and the Reserve Bank's own use of a secondary monetary policy tool called the core funding ratio. This forces banks to raise more money from local depositors, from local savers, and from long-term bond issues. To be fair to the banks and the Reserve Bank, this is something the banks themselves want to do. They never want to be in a position they were in September 2008, where they relied so heavily on the hot money markets, that's borrowing in the international wholesale markets from other banks. Because after the collapse of Lehman Brothers, those hot money markets froze, and the banks were left in an awkward position, having to go to the Reserve Bank essentially, cap in hand, to ask for some lending. The Reserve Bank doesn't want that to happen again too. So that means the banks are being a lot more cautious about their lending. They're also expecting in the next couple of years tougher capital rules, which means they may have to slow their lending growth, increase their lending costs, and be less leveraged. All of this means that the Reserve Bank probably won't have to put up the official cash rate so fast this time around. And that too means there's going to be less money being pumped into the New Zealand economy in foreign borrowing. That's going to put less pressure on the New Zealand dollar. And the fears that exporters have that when interest rates go up, the New Zealand dollar goes up and they get hammered both ways, it's not necessarily the case this time. Certainly in the last 6 weeks, the New Zealand dollar has been weaker, even though most people expect interest rates to increase. So there we have it. I think, this is my personal view, that the Reserve Bank should put up the official cash rate next Thursday. Exporters say no. What do you think? Have your say in the comments underneath this video. I'm Bernard Hickey. That was a special economic weather report brought to you in association with the BNZ.